One of the things that we're really proud of with TEDxSpartanburg is that we've been able to find these younger people to help us out today, from the drumline that we've already seen from, and then obviously to this next one we're about to hear, our next performer today. She is a freshman right now at Spartanburg Methodist College, and she is already an accomplished spoken word poet. She performs under the name of One Love. So please help me welcome to the stage our next performer, Markeisha Nesbitt.
What's up with all the jealousy throughout the community when you're just trying to be big for your friends and homies? Why people spreading rumors that aren't true just so they'll have something to do, but when it all comes down, you're the one whose face is turning blue? How come you don't give school a chance? It's time to let your brain enhance. You kind of slow to learn a formula, but you know the latest dance. Why must we disrespect the teachers who are only trying to make us leaders? But I guess you're not receiving the same messages they've been preaching. But you don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about hip-hop, the latest Gucci flip-flop, so what boy let that girl drop? You want to talk about Chris Brown or what happened out of town or how many people you put down. This is the new generation, and yeah, we got that stacks on deck, but this is a real world now, so we all need a reality check. Hey, y'all, we really got to step it up and use the brains to the best of our ability. You see, I'm trying to make a statement. TEDx, can you feel me? You control your future, so do it bit by bit. And I know determination is within you, but out here, you have to show the world that you want it. One love. So when I was in 7th grade, I had a hard time transitioning from elementary. I went from being in a classroom with one teacher all day, and then you go to the middle school and you have 7 different teachers in 7 different classrooms. You got to learn time management, studying skills and stuff like that. And it was kind of difficult for me. And my grades began to fall a little bit. And I talked to my parents about it, and they were like, hey, we need to get you some help. And I was like, I agree. So I got involved with this after-school tutoring program, and I must say that is how I got involved with spoken word. Every week, the advisor would have a presenter come in, and it would be anywhere from like somebody who was like a bank owner, somebody who did scholarships or stuff like that. And one week she brought in an English teacher, and I was like, oh boy, we're gonna learn how to write an essay, So she came and she was like, yeah, I'm an English teacher, but I do spoken word. And at the time I was like, what's spoken word? I'm like, is that a different language or something? So she began to perform. I don't even remember what the poems were, but as she finished, I just sat there in my seat and I was just like, wow, that is what I want to do. And from then on, that's what I've been doing. I went and met with the advisor after she performed, and I was just like, I want to be like you, And she said, you don't have to be like me, but you develop your own style. She said, but you can do it if you put your mind to it. She was like, so bring me a poem a week. And I wrote a poem a week, and she read it. She was like, okay, here's how you can improve here. Here's what you need to do here when you're on stage, as far as stage presence and stuff like that. And I actually have the poems that I wrote my 7th grade year. Like, they're in a book, but I couldn't tell you what they were about, though. It was probably like homework or studying a test or something. But after that word got around that I wrote poems. And the faculty was like, hey, we got this event that we'd love for you to write a poem for. And I was like, okay. So I wrote it. And it was an alcohol prevention program that they had, and the newspaper, the Herald Journal newspaper, they had a contest for it. So I was able to submit my poem for that, and it actually got first place. And that was my first cash prize for poetry. And I was like, hey, there's money involved in this. So, I most definitely, I began, really getting, into detail with this. Like, hey, you need to, be professional with this and really get this in tune. So from then on, I got involved with different organizations in the community, and I wrote different poems and different songs for them. And I would have to say it was the summer of my 9th grade year was really when things went to a peak for me. I wrote a poem, and it is a true story. I was with my family. We were in a store when I got a phone call from my mom's friend about her losing her baby. She was involved in an abusive relationship, and the guy was being selfish, and he ended up pushing her down a flight of stairs, and she ended up losing her child. So I had so many emotions going through me in the aisle of that store. I was just like, wow, okay, you need to get a pen and paper. So I did, and I wrote a poem about it, and it's called She Lost It. And so many different people in the community, they love it, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. If you don't, it's okay. I still love you. But, but it's called She Lost It, and I'll end with this. What seemed like an ordinary day where children ran outside to play and phone calls were answered by a simple hey became the day that changed things forever, because this was the day that she lost it. She was a young female who fell in love with a guy who took her on emotional roller coasters that constantly made her cry, and why he felt as though he had to let her know who's in control by doing so. It was always her neck that he would hold until he lost it. Days later, they're lying in bed together, and she's grasping for air but simultaneously fighting him off because she's experiencing a pain that she can no longer bear, but he doesn't seem to care. He gets what he wants, and he leaves, and now she's lost it because she looks down, and she bleeds, and she bleeds. Weeks later, she calls him up to tell him they're expecting a delivery, so now he's going to have to man up and be ready to take care of his responsibilities because she wants to make it work despite his infidelities. But he wasn't trying to hear that. So he took a number and lost it. Now it's 4 months later, and she's throwing up daily, and he got a job, but his mind ain't nowhere near on his baby. He's buying Hollister, Coogee, and Ed Hardy, and every weekend he likes to go party. Ay. Coming home wasted, beating her senseless until he lost it, but he always said, I'm sorry. When I heard this, I lost it just because of the simple fact that I'm the friend she calls when she can't sleep at night. I'm the friend she calls when he ain't trying to do right. I'm the friend she calls when she just wants to chill. I'm the one that puts up with her mood swings when nobody else will. Yet I was the friend that one night got dissed because she wanted to discuss some problems with her baby daddy about the baby, but check this. He came over, they talked, and everything was going great until she started discussing sacrifices that they were going to have to make. But wait, it was his paycheck that he didn't want to share. So to get his point across, he pushed her down a flight of stairs. I was the one calling and texting her mom's phone because I couldn't leave home, and me not knowing what was going on was like me being alone. So now my head's in the zone, but distracted by the sound of my phone. And when I opened it, it was the floor that my knees hit. It was her mother. And the text message read, she lost it. One love. Thank you guys so much.